Hi everyone that's purchased the kit for this tutorial. This is probably the simplest card, but because I had my cardstock all set up, I decided I'd go with this. So I'm using Cherry Cobbler, Just Jade and Mango Melody. I couldn't quite remember what the yellow was in there, but I'll go with Mango. And I'm using the Thinking of You sentiment from Quiet Meadow. I mean, you've probably all got a Thinking of You that you could use instead. I'm using, no, I'm not using that for this one, I'm using that for the other cards. And I'm going to use this leaf stamp, but you could use whatever you prefer. You could use a leaf, a little flower, just whatever image you've got. But I will have to say this gorgeous leaf set is just, as it says, it's gorgeous. It's got dies to go with it as well. I'll go into more detail with that later. I'll just put them aside so as I don't lose them. Lose them is as in not knowing where they are. So I think I'm going to start with my jade. I kind of want that to be a little bit dry by the time, because I can see on my original one the jade and the Cherry Cobbler mixed, and I didn't quite like the mix. Now I've just got a piece of paper just cut and lined up on these lines, and I've measured. I did this yesterday, so I can't quite remember what I measured for the middle. I've measured off a 1 1.25 inch strip down the middle, and I've got it lined up on my grid lines here. I've just put a piece of paper either side. Okay, I'm going to come in from the side. Someone I was watching this morning, Patty Bennett, said she'd watched someone and they'd said to hold the brush not up there like I normally do, but down here. But I had a go before and it looks a bit, it feels a bit funny to me, but look what I've done. I've got my sticky over the edge of that. Just fold that back and hopefully I'll be able to fix that up. So don't do that. Don't do as I did. Yeah, let's fix that. Didn't think I would be able to fix that. Really love this jade green. When it's sponged on, it's a bit lighter. It's just a beautiful colour. Better not have too much of that. I'll have nothing left for the other bits, will I? So like I had some yellow there and some red and a bit more jade in here. She said she always goes in with that. Well, I don't. Well, I try not to do that. Sometimes I do by accident. You don't just go straight onto your page, or you will have a big daub that you can't do anything with. We all know that, don't we? And we've all done that because none of us are perfect. Sounds like I've got a bit of a piece there. I want to get this all done because I don't want to muddy two colours by mixing them together, so you not get yourself happy with your colour that you've laid down before you start on another colour, because you run the risk of making them muddy. I want this a nice bright green colour. I want the green to shine. If you want another colour to shine, you do that with yours. Over there so I don't mix that up. Now next I had some yellow. I don't know if I'm going to fit in much red. I'm going to have to go over the red. Looks like I have there too. Actually, I probably should do the, oh, I was going to do yellow. Oops, I've got a bit of paper on there. So just grab, I've got my green, I've got my yellow. It doesn't really matter if my yellow goes over my green, because that makes another colour, a bluey colour, doesn't it? So that would be fine. And I'll have some yellow down the bottom, same thing, it doesn't matter if it goes over the green. Okay, now with our cherry cobbler, I want to go more into the red, I think, than the green. How pretty is that? Yeah, happy with that. Oh, I need that to do my stamping with my leaf, I think. Oh, I was going to say I think I'd prefer to put it round the other way, but I can't, can I? Because I've got my piece in that orientation. Never mind. We're going to just do that. I can't quite remember if I took that off. No, I don't think I did, because I've got the leaf in there. So whatever leaf you use, make sure it's going to fit. That's that way and that's up the other way. Make sure it's going to fit in this piece. Unless, I mean, I guess you could stamp over it if you wanted to. And then I just went down. Should have spaced them a bit better, shouldn't I? It's awkward doing it this way. I think I did it the other way when I did my first one. Never mind. And I'll need that open for the greeting. So I'll stamp that off. Red always takes a bit of getting the colour off. I like to not muddy up my cleaning products. Just like to get it off with some baby white first, being that colour. And I'm going to use it again for the inside, so why did I bother to do that? Because I'm a dill. Okay, so I'll pull that up and hopefully we've got a beautiful piece here. There we go. Oh, I had mine stuck down, that's right. I did that yesterday and I'd forgotten I did that. I just used a bit of tape, which is going to tear that, but that doesn't matter. Just make sure I didn't get that all. And actually, I think I'm going to get rid of that. Bring back my other sheet, clean sheet. Here. Now we just want to, well actually I stamped and cut out with the dies that match the Quiet Meadow dies. I've stamped that in cherry cobbler and die cut it with the meadow dies. And I've got some gold, some of this gold twine. Just got mine tied in a knot by the looks, just around once. I think I intended to do, oh no, what have I done there? I have actually popped that through here, this way. So through there, I think, I'm just doing this from memory. And then, yeah, pretty easy, just actually thread it. Okay, and then just pop it where you think you want it. I just actually need to have this fairly even this way before I put my sticky on there. So I'm just going to turn that over. And I think I remember I had trouble with this because I put the dimensionals over the twine, so don't do that. I think I ended up having to poke some glue dots down to make it sit because I put them on top of the thread. And I'm just going to secure that actually with the, should have thought of that before, with a piece of, now I need 2 hands, 3 hands should I say. Just going to secure that with a piece of this double-sided tape. I don't want it that big. Should have done that before I put the dimensionals on, so let's turn it over and see if that shows. It doesn't. You might need to let your, oops, that's not going to stick it, is it? Or is it? Yeah, it is. You might need to let your cherry cobbler dry a bit before you die cut it and before you handle it. Mine was pre-stamped, so it wasn't a big deal. Now we got all them off. Sometimes hard to tell. Yeah, so I've got that there. Now all I need to do is get this straight before it sticks, preferably. Now to get it straight, if I was clever, I would line this up on here and I would line that up. When it's sort of excuse the noise in the background. We had people call in. I must have had something for sale, I think. Now I'm going to use my little trusty tweezers. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing there, can you? Push it up a bit. I can't find my tweezers. So yeah, I've got that. If you didn't see that, I put that through. Have I done it the same as the other one? Yeah, just put it through there and put it through there. That's all I've done, and I've put the dimensionals either side of the twine because I don't know that that was visible. So I haven't put them on the twine, I've put them either side, because if you put them on the twine, whatever I did last time, I had to poke some glue dots down because they weren't, I'm going to have to put something over that too, because they weren't, this was all, it was stuck, but it was lopsided. So yeah, I could have probably done a bow, but because I'm going to put a little leaf there, probably don't need a bow anyway, but we might try and put a little one if I've got enough of this. Got plenty of gold, I just have stuck it where I shouldn't have stuck it. It moved on me. Oh, come on. Where are you? Kind of in my nail. Oh, come on. Gotcha. Gotcha. You have got enough for a little bow. If you would like a little bow, where did I put the leaf I was going to use here? So either you can either put a bow or just put a knot. there's the two. I might leave this one with the bow, just so we can see the difference once it's all finished. But where's my little end of that? I know, that's right, I've got plenty there. Just cut his little tail off. And we need a glue dot under there to make that stick. Won't stick, it won't stay tied up, this thread, so you've got to secure it with a glue dot underneath. So just roll the glue dot in your fingers, get it off, roll it in your fingers, pop it under there, where you want that to be. Stick him down, and we might as well just use, be easier than using the multi-purpose. Might as well just use a little, you see that little glue dot there to secure him on as well. But I might actually just have a little, my little trick is to have both, just in case the glue dot dries up before this card is ready to go to some lovely person. We don't want the leaf to fall off, do we? I've got to remember to put this up here. I probably should have the camera pointing towards me a bit. Let's try that. Come on, don't want too much, I just want enough. Actually probably don't. This one I could probably put that down under there. Which is what I was thinking of doing on the other one, and I thought it looked better where I've got it there, up the top, not up the top, at the juncture of the twine. Find my words. Trying to do two things at once here. So because that's only a single layer, actually I'm going to pop some, my usual trick, to pop some of this on the back. I don't think it's quite tight, but it's okay. Usually pull it a bit tighter than that, but it's looking okay on the front, so I'm not going to worry with this one. Yeah, I think that's better. You can see a bit better now. Much more better. Which is bad English, I know. Get my dimensional backings off. Secure this to my cherry cobbler base. Now what did I do on the inside? Yep, I just stamped. I don't know why I had that piece. Pop it in my scrap bucket. Oh, I already had a leaf in there for myself. I was going to use a different leaf. Oh, what's that? Got two. Oh, one was, because one of the cards we're doing is out of this, I can't remember what it's called, I'd have to look it up, the gold, out of the annual catalogue, the 6x6 sheets. I thought maybe we could use that, and we could too, that goes. It's gold, it's all gold, so it all goes. I actually might, see on my other one, I've sponged with this. I'm just looking for something that I can, so I don't have this all messy for the next card. And why I'm doing the sponging first is because I'm stamping in cherry cobbler. I don't want it to I don't want it to look muddy. I want the cherry cobbler to shine. And the same for, I think I'll put the leaf at the top of the card. Yeah, I don't know about holding the brush right down there. That feels wrong to me. You do actually get a lighter... actually, no. I'll probably get used to it. It's just a habit. And you do get that lighter, like dark there and lighter there. It just wasn't giving me the look that I wanted for the front of this card, though. I can understand where she's coming from there. So I might put these brushes away, because if we leave them sitting next to one another, they pick up the ink from the other brush. I'll put these away too. Probably need them out again, but because they're right there, that's fine. So that's going to be up the top, and we're going to put our leaf up the top. I'm again going to use this because I want to go off the page bit. And that was the bottom of my envelope. How did I do that? I went up from the top. Well, you can do whatever you like. I think I might go do it like that this time. And while I'm going, I'm just going to put my new little stamp on the back. It says that I made it. Oh, come here. So I don't have to go back and do that later. Going to pop that away. We'll need that again, but I want to do one that's a lighter colour first. What do I do with my scrub? Oops, hiding under here. And again, I'll just give those a quick wipe with my baby wipe, just so as I'm not contaminating my scrub too much. Amazing, the reds, isn't it? How much colour they hang on to, the stamps. Try to use the sides of my scrub because I'm getting a bit bald in the middle, I think. Like an old man. In the middle of my scrub's a bit baldish. Okay, so we'll pop that one away, I think. I think I need that again. Might need it towards the end, I'm not sure. I can't even remember what the third card is. Okay. Just get that off my fingers as well. Got nice red fingers. Just as well I'm due to wash my hair. I might get another baby wipe. Right. Got two there, but I'm going to use baby wipes for the next technique, so that's okay. It's not going to dry out too much. Now, look at a snail. I've still got a bit left. Just pop that in. Now, because I've put thinking of you, that could be either a sympathy card or it could be anything. Just that you're thinking of someone. Oh, and I forgot one of the most important things, didn't I? I forgot the gems. There's my new packet. So we'll use these couple up that are in here first. I'll put that over there this time. I'll have one there. Let's use that one up. I might keep that to put in these in there. find these fiddly, these little bags. I might try putting it in a bigger bag. The only thing is I won't have the, oh yeah, I can put this in there too, can't I? Oh, come out. So it jams shut on me. Where's me? Oh. Okay. Might have a big one. Yeah. I'm going to try this. This is just, I just thought of this just right now. I had that spare bag. I'll put this in here and see if that serves me better. Mightn't fit. Might be not wide enough. I know, that's okay. That might be better than struggling with those little bags. Alrighty, that's our first card done. I'll put photos as I usually do. We're going to be embossing on our tissue paper. I've used gorgeous leaves. You need a stamp set. I'll just show you a couple of the other examples. Yes, so this is one I did with this technique with this, and you can see it didn't work because it's not, well, it's a distinctive stamp, which the leaf one is too. Well, I think this is distinctive, but it's got to be a more solid image, okay? So it didn't quite work with that. It was okay with the leaves, and when I show you what I did with them, you'll understand what I'm talking about. It was okay with this one. The Quiet Meadow one was okay. Not perfect, but okay. You can probably see the difference there. What else have we got? And I haven't made a card with these, but this one I tried with the feathers, and I only embossed these two feathers and just used, I'll show you when I'm doing the technique. I just moved it around. Had I embossed a whole sheet, I think it would have worked out better, because you can see there my paper was tearing. I mean, I can probably still, if I would put a big greeting there, I could probably still get away with using them. So I definitely could use this one. It's pretty good. So just, that would make a lovely sympathy card. And the feathers came out of, I have to think, I can never remember the name of that stamp. Tasteful Textures, and the other one that's got the feathers, the one that's got the, goodness, what's it called? I'll have to find the dies so I can find the name of it, because I can never remember. Nature's Thoughts coordinates with Positive Thoughts, so that's where I got the feathers from. So if you have those two sets, you could do feathers for yours, but I would advise probably, let me see if I've got a smoother piece. That one's not very smooth. This one's better. I did iron mine. I would advise probably stamping and embossing your leaves. I didn't emboss on there, but maybe I'll do the technique and I'll explain what I mean. That would be better. So I thought I'd use, because I've used that leaf there, which was probably the biggest one. Do I go with that, or do I use something else? I think I want a fairly substantial one, so I think I won't risk tempt fate. I think I'll just use this one. And I actually might, I was trying to use the dottage to add the gold flakes, and the dottage was too small. By the time I used the heat and stick, I think it had dried out too much. So where do I put this? What I thought I might do, so I've got to put this somewhere where, can you see that I'm adding just a bit of glue? I'm going to clean all my paintbrushes, cleaned the glue off last night. Now I'm going to make them all yucky again. This was the easiest way, and because I need to let this dry, this is why I'm doing it now, to add gilding. So I just thought this is probably just as easy. But you don't let it dry completely, you just let it dry a bit. And I need a fair bit of glue by the look of that. I'm just looking at my other one so I can see where my art piece is situated. We don't need any down there because I'm going to put those leaves. And then we'll just see what that looks like, because I think that's how I added this. I do things and I forget what I did, don't I? But you can actually flick the gold off too. If you've got too much, you can just flick it off. If you've got it where you don't want it, it comes off pretty easy. So that's that might even have to wait until, now where am I going to put that so I don't have sticky stuff everywhere? I might just put it in the bin. Be the best idea. And where am I going to put that so I don't knock it around? When I was doing one of them, I put this down. I'm going to put it over there. Oops, it's dropping down. I'm going to put it behind me, I think. Right away from my work surface, because I was doing when I was doing this the other day, I had put something down on top of it. So then I tried to add my gilding and it wasn't quite working. Now, as I said in a previous video, when you're doing embossing, you want to clean your stamp first. Reason being that embossing is clear. Depends on which medium you are stamping, but to be safe, you either clean it or use it and clean it so that you're getting, I've got my buddy out, so that you're getting a good image. Oops. Because that's why I always stamp my stamp first, to see how it stamps, to make sure I haven't pressed down too hard and burnt it and all those types of things. So I think I put my gold embossing pad. Doesn't matter what sort of embossing powder. If you've got some that's old or you don't use anymore, you can use that, because this is just to give you the image. Okay, don't press down too hard on that. What have I got here? We might just use the silver because it's here. So I don't want to burn it around the edge. By burning it, I mean you get a halo around it, so I don't want to do that. So hopefully that's something sticky there. Hopefully I've got a good image here. And I have. So what I mean with the feather one, I wouldn't just do it like I did. I would use the feathers. I've got a bit of, I would do the feathers over the whole piece. Okay. Clean that again. And I'll put a link to the lady who I cased this from. Just happened to be going through my Pinterest boards and deleting some that I haven't got the stamp sets anymore for. And I came across this one that I'd saved ages ago. Now to get my piece here, I couldn't quite remember. When I went to do this again, it wasn't working. So fingers crossed it's going to work for me today. But I must have done it like this because the flower is going that way, if that makes sense. Now I'm going to stick my piece down. I'll stick it down at the top anyway, because just at the top only, I think, this stage, because I want to be sure that I want to be able to have a peek and make sure I've got it, got enough ink on it before I do the big reveal. Now, we need baby wipes. So we need, I think I put my, yes, I'm using Pool Party and Pear Pizzazz. Part of the fun of this is to experiment with your colours. So I want to put that, don't want to put that on my paper and have it all wet. You probably need, thinking maybe I didn't have enough ink on my baby wipe when I tried again with it. Maybe that was it. I'm not sure why, or whether I was just having a bad day. Don't know. So you can go over the whole of your image with your Pool Party. Just going to have a peek and make sure that's come through for me. Oh yeah, it's come through nicely. Now get a different baby wipe. To load up your Pool Party with. Again, I don't want to put a wet thing on my Pear Pizzazz. Did I say Pool Party? I think I did. I'm using Pear Pizzazz and Pool Party, so just not all over it this time, just accentuate certain areas with your Pear Pizzazz. And this is only Whisper White that I'm using. You can use shimmer, but there really is no need to. Just going to see. I think I've had success this time. So I'm thinking it may have been the stamp sets that I was trying to use. I was trying to use a few different ones. Am I happy with that? I could have probably gone a little bit onto that edge a bit more. Maybe I will. But you can always add to it. Just while I think of it, I'll show you another one that didn't quite meet my standards. Just remove that while that's drying. And they say you can use this for another card. You could do some other technique with your embossed piece. I didn't. Mine just went in the bin. Actually, you could use that for your inside and your envelope as well. I'll just sit that somewhere where I can grab it. I might do that, I'm not sure. So just to explain, whoops, I run over my stamps, do I? Oh, I think I just about did. I fell down on the floor. My head's still going off. Goodness me. What was I going to show you? You can't probably really see, but this one here, it didn't, I was trying to do the coral and it was too fine, it didn't work, but I still wanted to use this background because it was pretty. So what I did was I didn't go right on the page just straight with the baby wipe. I went through a tissue and just added, and then I've added some spatters as well. So waste not, want not, hey? Okay. Now there's really not much else to this card. Got to wait till while we're waiting for the inside. Oh yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you rock and roll. And probably some of you may have done rock and roll years ago. I haven't done it for a while. Just so you know what I mean, I did it on the green and the blue. Both of these, and grab your envelope. ink up in the pool party. So you can either use your outline of your flower to do your inside if you wanted to, or you can do it like this. So ink up in your, was that on camera? I think it was. Ink up, yes, ink up in your pool party. And then what we call rock and roll. Just want to get the edges in the green. Hopefully I've done it correctly. And stamp it there. So you've got the two tones, and then you can also have enough to do your envelope. Okay, it'll just be a bit lighter. How pretty is that? So we've got that there. We want to put our wood grain. Oh, with the wood grain, I've used the new embossing folder in the mini. Let's find that for you. Go to the back where everything's listed and you'll find it here with embossing folders. It's called the Timber 3D embossing folder. You might see that more clearly. And in this one I've used a different piece of wood grain. You probably can't see it, and then I've, you can't really see it. I don't know whether it's worth doing that because I used some early espresso to go over the top of it. So if you have a lighter colour, you may want to do that. Not quite sure how much wood grain I've got left, but I do have other DSP. That's out of the one that goes with the Tasteful Textures. I haven't. You do get quite a lot in that pack, so I'm not quite sure how much I've got left and how many's going to do the class and when this class is going to happen. It's all a bit uncertain at the moment. So that's that. Probably got more colour on my original one. I've got a bit more green on there, I think. And that came off there, didn't it? Sort of come off the... But it was still straight. So this is difficult when I haven't got that on there. Oh no, that wasn't straight actually, was it? It was there. And then that has got to be straight though. So if I do that, let's see how that goes. And then we had some leaves, so I can stick them under there. These are from a set that we had in the last catalogue last year, but I'm just using them up. So I want something here, I want something here. I'm going to sit that on a silicone mat. Ugh. Because I've got that crooked, I keep thinking it's not straight. It is. Do I want that one there? Yep, that's fine. So I'm just going to be giving you guys some bits and pieces out of there. Actually, no, that's got more there, so I don't want it to be off the whole card. Is that? Oh, it'd help if I put the glue on the right side, wouldn't it? And I had that like that. And I will be able to reposition those once. Didn't have it on the right side there either, you dill. And then I can trap that there as well. Far easier if I had my gold on my card. I didn't quite want to do everything before I went live. Now let's see how this glue is going. It's tacky, so we might have a go. putting the gold on. I think part of my problem was I wasn't using enough gold either. Can we see that? I'll just put it this way. I think most of you have seen how to do this anyway. Doesn't hurt to have a refresher though, does it? I'm not talking, looking at that, because I don't want to get a lung full of it. I don't want it to fly everywhere. Then I'll just take my thick bristle brush . I know that looks patchy. But it'll be all good once we get the card on there. I think we'll be fine. The decoration, I mean. I think we'll be fine. Yeah, so that just tones it down a bit. So, okay. Let's just glue that on. I'm not in the mood to dimensional that today. It's taken me far too long to do that card. I'm all out of patience with it because I still haven't finished. I want to put some gold on there somehow so that you can see. We might actually, that didn't take long to dry, so we might actually do some spatter. I didn't really want to do spatter because last time I did spatter I got white paint all over my camera, so I don't want glue all over my camera. So I might see if I can do that off camera, and then I'm going to dimensional this up. But before I stick this down, before I stick those down properly, I'm going to just see if I've got that in the right spot. I'll probably want my leaves a bit different there. Now, is that going to be straight? No, but you can fix it once you go to stick your card down. I will dimensional this one. Oh, and I was going to. Got myself distracted. Make sure they don't go anywhere. I'm just going to do that. And that, because the snail might not hold them. Just make sure they're going to stay where they've been put. Okay, get back to this. Backings off. I've got glue on my fingers now, so I'm I'll see if I can get it off with these things, with this. Probably I've got a, oh, doesn't wanna. I'm missing one. Should have had one there. Oh, come here. Where did I put you? Okay. Make sure I've got them all off. Looks a bit bare without the gold, doesn't it? There is that straight? So that's straight there. Just want to make sure my sentiment's straight. I don't actually like that without the speckles on it of this stuff. So I'm going to take that off camera. If I can find my little container, where did I put it? There it is on top of my thing. I'm going to try and see how I can flick some of this without getting it on my camera. I don't want to get it anywhere really, except on my card, so I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this. Now I'll put my paintbrush in here. I know, I might pop, whoops, I've got glue on there. Just shift a few things out the road here. Sorry about this, it's a bit tricky. Just don't want glue on my camera, so I'm going to move that out of shot. You can hear me clicking there. Put that on top of the ribbon where I had it before, and hopefully I won't forget where it was. Now I don't know if I got glue on my camera. I don't think I did. I'll have a sneaky look. So I'm going to leave that until I finish the next card. And I've got some embellishments to put on there as well. And we'll come back to that because that should be dry. So there's the one, there's my previous one. Just put that on top of there so I don't forget where I've put everything. I'm going to come back to that, and I might use those for the next one. I'm not sure what I used yet. So this is the one I'm aiming to do. I think, no, I'm going to do it in the leaves one that most of you have got. So that one was with, did I say that already before? That one was with Lovely You. So you need those solid type images, what I was trying to explain before. And I tried to do this one on the Stamparatus, and because I couldn't see whether the Versamark had stamped or not, and because I had to go off the edge, it was just too hard. So I'm using that as my guide to where I want to put my leaves. And I thought I had, oh, here it is. Yeah, I thought I had too many varieties of leaves, so that is the one that I'm going to, this is the one we're going to do. Sorry, it's on Blackberry Bliss. Tried some different colours. Put that away, otherwise I'm going to get confused with that. And as I said, with both of these two, I've missed a step. So I'm going to not miss the step this time. Okay, take two of my Faux BATIC. I had to stop the video, and I should have just kept going because I worked out after I stopped it what I'd done incorrectly. Okay, so I've cut some more cardstock, and we will, what have I done with it? We will start again. So I won't go through what I messed up on, so I don't want to confuse anybody. Just going to start with my start with my yellow first, my Mango Melody. You can use whatever yellow you've got. And where did I put the brush? Oh, it's turned around the other way. That and my blue. No, no, don't want my blue, I want my pink. So Mango Melody. Just add that wherever you like. Bearing in mind this, we're going to turn green with our blue ink later. I'm sort of got some blue there by the looks. Then I'm just going to fill in the gaps with my polished pink. But you could use what's it called? Melon Mambo. If you don't have the polished pink, any dark pink will do. Don't have to be specific with your colours. You could even, you could even use probably rich raspberry for your base colour if you wanted to. I think most of you have got all these colours. Anyway, just use whatever colours you've got. When we've finished this, we're just going to make sure that it's dry. I'll just give it a hit with the heat tool. Reason being, I'm going to emboss over this, so I don't want the embossing powder to stick all over where the ink is. Those out the way because I don't want to mistakenly use them. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to also go over it with my embossing buddy. Then we're going to add our leaves. This is a long process, so I need to do this. Actually, I might be able to see where they are, seeing the ink is coloured this time. I started doing it before and I didn't put the colour, didn't lay the colour down first like I should have. So I didn't clean this either. So hopefully it's going to stamp. I said before that I probably might be cutting that out, the video, that before you use your stamps, it's good practice to clean them first. That has worked. But it's not to say that next time I did it, it wouldn't. Now I can actually see sort of where that is. I'm going to go maybe, I don't want to go there, do I? Maybe there. It's easier to see when it's got some colour on it where I've been. I should have held that down, but that's okay. Now we've got this little one, this gorgeous little one. I'll see where that is. I can maybe go in there. Press down, not too hard. You don't want to give it CPR. You'll end up with a halo. That's what we don't want. And I can kind of, you can see probably if I tilt that where I've gone with that. Just going to put that little bit there. I might be able to do this whole thing without having to stop and start, because I can see where I've been. I might go with this one. Just try and work it out to be a bit kind of random. Kind of want that going like that. Don't want them all going the same way. Looks pretty good. And now we might have the big one coming down, or maybe going up there might be better. Up and around there. How about that? Just move this into the, actually I might just move that a bit, move my phone a bit, so you can all see, and that's going there. I almost touched, but I didn't. Got somewhere to put my finger there. And I might need that little one. You kind of want to not have all the same way and not have all the same ones together. So that one goes that way. We might just come off there like that. And one of these ones here as well. Where can I go with him? I can probably go along there, make the most of that one. Try not to make this too long a video for you. And we'll pop it in our clear embossing powder. Bit tricky doing it all at once, but just doing it this way to save time. It's probably better if you take your time and just do it bit by bit. Making sure I've covered all the embossing, the Versamark. Make sure I've got all of that on where I want it. I think I have. Just going to make sure. Might have missed a bit here. Just to make sure I've got it all where I want it. If you have got somewhere you don't want it, just get that off. Get off any finger marks that you may have put on there. I'll just cover that up. Might need to add some more edgy bits, I'm not sure. I've got a part for my thumb there. Making sure that is all heat set. And if you're happy with the look, you could probably put a couple more there and there maybe. Yeah, maybe I will. What will I put there? I have to put the long one probably. Just the tip of the long one. Just make sure I do that. I don't think I want anything down there. I'll just put it just a bit here. And here, I think. We'll make it go that way. As long as I don't forget where I put it, and stick my big finger in there, I'll be right. I am done with the clear powder now. Now, is the part where we probably think wreck our piece. This is called BATIC as well. Apparently BATIC fabric is a thing, and it's got lines in it. Although I looked it up, and some of it doesn't have lines in it. It's just bright colours. So I don't know if I explained. I've done 2 videos of this, so I don't know if I've explained. I haven't done it. I haven't done this, what I'm doing now. I haven't done this. I've missed that step with these 2, so we're about to see the difference, if any. Well, there will be a difference, but you can do it whichever way you like. I don't want them all in straight lines. Well, I want them straight, but I don't want them all parallel, sort of all the same. I want to get a bit of variety here. So, and we'll go the other way. I'm going like that. Doesn't matter, there's no set way what you do it apparently. Now this is the first time I'm doing this. Well, I did it on the other one, that didn't work. It's actually the second time, but you do that. So you put down one layer of colour, do your embossing, and then you put down your next layer of colour, which is the Bermuda Bay. When the Bermuda Bay goes on the yellow, what colour does that make? Green. Maybe I didn't score them as well as I should have, because I don't know that that's making any difference really. Just gonna score them. I don't want to score them to the point of ripping them. As I said, you can decide whether you want to do it this way or do it the way I did it with the 2 colours of embossing. Now, did I do that? Look, I think I'm just going to go for it because I don't know that I did do anything wrong. There. I think I'm going to cover all the blue, all the yellow, so that I'm making that all green. Harder to pin it down once you've got all those lines in it. Needed a bit more green than that. Just keep adding your colour till you're happy. That'll do for that one. And we've got our raspberry. Not our raspberry, it's our blackberry bliss. I don't get them mixed up. I always say the wrong one that I mean. Say a different one to what I'm meaning. They're not similar at all. They're in the same family of colours. I guess that's why I get confused with the names. Blackberry bliss and rich raspberry. You could use rich raspberry if that's all you have. Now I'm keen to see what this actually does when we wipe it off. If anything, I think you're supposed to see the lines, but I don't know. Well, I mean, you can see the lines, but as far as them leaving white bits, they're not, so just really got a piece that's got all lines through it, so you can make up your own mind whether you want to do this or just leave it. See, I like bring back the mistake one that I did, so you can see. I've added some gold sploshes with it. I went a bit crazy with the glue there and sploshed it so I didn't get it all over the camera. So you can see that was I embossed before I added the colour, so you can see the difference. You've got your pinks and yellows and greens. So, and that was using the same colours too. And it's gone dull with that one. Don't know why it's dull. Anyway, it is what it is. Alright. So just keep going till you can get as much of that off as you can. Off the embossed parts. It will come off. I think it looks pretty either way, so it's just another way to get a different effect using your inks. Just got to do our sentiment. And on that one I used white because I've used, you see on these, oh well, this one's got the Celebration glittery paper. This one has got the foil, the gold and rose gold foil. This is what I've used there, and this is what you'll be getting. Well, you'll either be getting that or the gold, I'm not sure. Depends how much I've got. So that goes nicely with that colour. And this is the one I started to do before, and I had so I had two different ones. So and I probably should have used gold for the sentiment there, but anyway, that goes with that anyway, because I made a mistake, so it was a happy accident in the end, wasn't it? Because it matches the embossing. The embossing looks like it's white, but it's not, it's clear. And before I adhere my pieces like that, I usually like to cut a whole heap of stuff out of them. So that's the set that matches the gorgeous leaves, the intricate leaves. So I've put the whole lot of the intricate ones on my die cutting machine, and I've cut all those babies out. So I'll be able to give, then when I'm doing my online classes, I'll be able to just dish you out some leaves, won't I? It doesn't matter if they're not all the same. Got lots now. Just position that as close as you can to perfect. That's the inside there. I put that inside so I didn't get the two mixed up, because one obviously is for that, and that is shining on me and I can't see if I've got it right. It's so bright. This one I'm using for mine is actually brass, so I think I like the gold, the rose gold and that better, I think. Now, we will put this one down. This was a fairly impromptu card. I actually think I'm not that happy with that gold. Now I've got it on there, I can't do anything about it, so just thinking I might put a white, or I might put a, let me see what I've got that'll match. Turn that around the right way, I'll end up sticking it on the wrong side, won't I? It's a bit long still. Needs about, yeah, needs another, no, what did I make that? That was 13. What was that? That was 13. That was 13.8. Oh. 13.8. Well, that should have. What did I do this one at? 13.5. I just got just a couple of centimetres. 13.5. So about that much, maybe. Keep going till you get it right, I guess. Yeah, that's cool. So I can actually adhere those on now, can't I? That to there. And I'm not going to dimensional that. Will that stick to there? I don't know that it will. I'm going to try. I'll let you know whether it does or not. If it won't, I'm going to have to dismantle it and try and fix it or throw it in the bin. But just to give you the idea, go down a bit there. Really hard to see that gold against the Blackberry Bliss. Yep, that looks alright. Looks like it is going to stick. I was a bit nervous about that. Don't think it matters which way up this is. One side's as good as the other. If I find a bit where that I'm not happy with, that will be where the sentiment goes, won't it? Yeah, I'm happier now. I should have just used the pink instead of the gold. The brass, it is. We don't have the brass anymore, that's why I just used it for mine. Now, I said I had the set here, didn't I? Just going to stamp that in. Clean it first. Make sure it stamps. Oops, make sure it's on the block too. And going to emboss that in gold, I think. Nice. It's coming off the block. I didn't stick it down enough. Hopefully I've got that, yeah, I think I've got that high enough up that I can cut it out with my circle framelit. I hope the gold's going to look alright on there. So hard to see. I've got a spot on there that I should have gotten off, but never mind. What about my baby die cutting machine and my tasteful label? I'll grab that in a minute. So I'm going to don't want to lose them while I'm getting this set up. Biggest circle, and I already had one cut in this colour. Never mind, it would have been a bit hard to hang on to, wouldn't it, while I was embossing. So hopefully it doesn't move. That's good. Put this away or I lose it. Okay. Just grabbing some gold thread. Put my adhesive on my centre mat. Cover it very generously. You don't want to use your wet glue for this unless you want glue all over your fingers. Now take that and go 3 fingers, then 2 fingers. Did you all? Sometimes that's hard to see. Let me see if you can see properly. If I hold my fingers flat, then you can see better. 2 fingers, okay? Got a stray bit there, but not going to worry about him just yet. I'm going to grab him and just put him where I want him. Which is about there. Yep, happy with that. Dimensionals. Push it there where you can see it. Oops, 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 oops. Don't you stick to that. Seeing you came off, you can go there. Right, get my backings off. Just put a bit of glue just to ensure bondage. Find a bit that you're not happy with. I think I'm happy with all the bits. I'm just going there, and wouldn't recommend putting the glue to do the gold flake, the gold flakes, what do you call them? Because I've got glue all over my sentiment of my other card. Not that worried, so it's just a sample. Just be aware of that. And I've got one there, so I think I need another 2. Oh, come on. Don't use these often enough, so I don't sort of usually think that they go with the gold that I've used, but they're not too bad with that. They're not together, not close together, so it doesn't really matter. So now, I'm done with them. Now, I need to grab another envelope. Oh yes, and I think I used another packet. Now, I've got sticky on both sides of that, looks like I do. So my adhesive rubber. Gosh, I'm making a lot of errors, aren't I? Where are you? Oh, now that's gone all over that. My little drawers have got glue from that little... Oh, we can get that off before it sticks. So, just get that glue off there, and I might actually do my stamping there. No, I forgot my little leaf. That's what I forgot. My pokey tool and get a glue dot to put him on. To adhere him with, I should say. Just roll it. You can use your wet glue for that, but this is probably easier. Doesn't need to be stuck down too far. Or do we want him underneath? Yeah, I think he looks okay underneath there. Alright, now I put that pink away, didn't I? No, I didn't. Where did I put it? Over here. Okay, so just want to... Now we're going to do some... Did I clean them? Possibly or possibly not. No, I didn't clean that. I can see the Versa mark on there. So we're going to do some, like we did before with the other card, going to do some rock and roll stamping. I'll show you that again. And of course I've got ink on the sides of my block now. Now I don't know where that glue was. I'll just put it there. How pretty is that? And there. Clean that in a sec. Starting to think I didn't really mess up at all because I don't know what those lines really do. So there's the two I did before without doing the lines. So yeah, I don't know whether they really, I think they're supposed to look clear, but they don't. So go figure. You can't do them before you stamp. Otherwise you'd have lines, your stamping wouldn't be any good. So, yeah, so that's, thinking that looks better there. I'm not sure why. Maybe because of the silver. So I'll make sure I give you silver with that. Have I done one with gold? Yeah, I did. The one that didn't work. Oh, and I wanted to bring back the other one that I did some spatter on. I'll show you that as well. This one. So yeah, the gold looks good with that. So those two golds are what I'll be using for your card, and you can see that will look better than that gold. Okay. Alright, so there's those. And I'll bring back the other one that I did. And I've just got a paintbrush, got some water and just splattered that on there. I do like my original one, but I think it's because maybe the glue wasn't as dry and I've been able to scrub a bit more of the gold off. And I've got a bit more colour, a bit more definition of the two colours around that one. So just need to keep laying your tissue paper down to get more. Should have probably had more green there. I guess I was rushing a little bit, so I do like this one better. But that was because I was, yeah, messing around with the gold. Yep, so there we are. Thank you everyone for purchasing the class. I hope you enjoy it. Bye-bye.